Well, good morning, my friends. I'm coming at you this morning. It's Sunday here in my little corner of the world in Plainview in West Texas in the High Plains. And I love it up here. It has its drawbacks, but it has some great things too. But that's not what we're talking about. I'm coming at you with a picture of the cardigan I've been working on. And I wanted to show you how far I have gotten on it. And I'm having to stop because I'm having to get some measurements that I don't have. And so that's in progress. So I worked on this all day yesterday. I've got the pockets. They are not sewn on yet, no. But I've got the hood up a little bit, as you can see, but I've stopped because I need to get some measurements because I don't want to have to frog a bunch of the stuff back. And you know what I mean. So anyway, okay, friends, so on to the video. Friends and family, welcome back. I took my own advice. I went and made myself a hot cup of tea this morning. I've already had coffee. I wanted some tea. Let me test it out. Pretty good. This tea is from Tattle Tea. And it's raspberry. It's very, very good. Okay, friends, let me put you down just a little bit. Now, I'm going to knit and we're going to chat. And I want to show you how I hold my thread for my tension, what I do with it, and how I hold my needle. Because I didn't realize exactly how I did hold my needle. Because, friends, in the last 8 years, 10 years, okay. No, I'm going to take off last year because I didn't really knit any socks. But for the last 9 years, I have knitted so many socks. I couldn't tell you how many. I've given them, I've gifted them. They don't wear out, okay? So I still have them. They're sturdy, okay? They're not going to wear out. They're comfortable. They're made to fit. They're just good, okay? Knitted socks are A-okay, wonderful, okay? So anyway, this must be how I developed my technique without realizing it. So I hold, of course, the left needle with my left hand, and I can kind of control my stitches if I need to with my thumb and my index finger. On this hand, I hold the thread, my tension. Then I set my needles, how can I turn this way? And I hold them between my middle finger and I let it rest on the nail bed of my index finger. So this is how I hold the needle. I hope you can see that. It's kind of strange. From this view, that's what it looks like. It's sitting on the fingernail. And I go in and I use my ring finger and I throw the yarn over. And somebody asked me in one of my videos, how am I holding my yarn? Well, I thought I was holding it between my thumb and my index finger. No, I'm holding the thread between my thumb and my index finger. I'm using the nail bed of my index finger to hold down the the right needle. Now, I don't know if that's wrong, right. It's right for me. So it works for me. That may be how everybody does it. I'm not sure. I think a lot of people throw it with their index finger. I don't know how they do that because this is what I've come up with. And it works for me, and I have really good control. But I just wanted to address that. So I thought I threw it with my middle finger. No, my middle finger, I don't throw it with my middle finger. My middle finger helps push it into the stitch. then I throw it with my with my ring finger. So it guides it in. I get my ring finger and I loop it around. And when I'm purling, I'm going to purl right here, but I'm not supposed to, but I want to show you. I hold it the same way and take the ring finger and go over it. But I hold it with my index fingernail. So let me take that out because that's definitely not correct. Okay, because this side is all knit. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that, friends. That's not a tutorial of any kind, but that's how I do it. I'm sure that's a wonky way. I don't know. If anybody else does that, leave it in the comment. Leave it in the comment how you do it if you can explain it, because it's very interesting, friends. I'd like to know. I would like to know how everyone else manages their knitting. So right now my crochet cardigan is just on hold until I get some guidelines on where I'm going with it. I don't, as you could see, I don't lack much on it. I have to weave in my ends. Let me get some tea, friends. That's good. I have to weave in my ends, finish the hood, and sew the pockets on. And that's basically it. And I'm hoping that I haven't done anything that it's not going to fit right, that I have to take something out, but I would if I needed to. Let's see here. Let me put you up just a little bit. Okay, so I'm working on Christmas in this craft room, and I'm seeing a lot of my friends out there doing the same thing. Now, this is the chow goo. I was saying chia goo, but it's chow goo, I think. Chow goo needles for this project. I really, really like them, and they're really, really pricey. So, I have a lot more of the Prims than I do the chow goo. Chow goo, yeah. And I like the Prims. So, I'm just going to try to make do with what I've got. I think I've got everything I need. If it's not in the chow goo, I've got it in the Prim. Because I don't go way up and I don't go way down. So I'm good. So on that, I'm good. So out of this watermelon sweet roll fruit from Premier. See, I almost made a boo-boo. I am making a hat to match it on the Addy knitting machine. And I'll have plenty because I have at least 2 more rolls of this. I'm almost to the end of this one. As you can see, it's winding down in here in my yarn bowl. But I have more. Yeah. And I've crocheted. See, I crocheted. All right, here's another thing. I crocheted the same yarn, the Premier Sweet Roll Watermelon. I crocheted this. This is my hook holder, my crochet hooks, if you can see. But and the pattern does show up. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it looks so much better knitted. I just love the knit, but I love the crochet too. So I'm doing both. But I just wanted to show you the difference. Usually when you buy a skein of yarn or a ball of yarn or a cake of yarn, whatever, the label, whatever, if it shows a pattern, it's usually in the knit stitch, not the crochet stitch. And if you go on Premier's website and probably the rest of the yarn company's website, when they show you a sample, it is usually knitted because it just brings out the pattern better. Or in a different way. Maybe not better. In a different way. So this is what I'm doing today. We had rain yesterday. We had rain Friday night into all day yesterday. We had that storm come through here from Colorado and New Mexico, and we're mudded in. We couldn't even get out to go to church this morning. So we're mudded in. However, it did not rain during the early morning hours. Oh, it did last night, friends. Thunder, lightning, heavy rain. Yesterday and last night. But this morning, or through the wee hours of the morning, it had stopped. The sun is out. There's just a few wispy clouds in the sky. And hopefully this road will dry out by tomorrow, because I have things to do coming up this week as we go into the week. Yeah, I have things to do. One thing, I need to go see about that cardigan, what I need and don't need for it. And then I have to go get an echocardiogram of my heart tomorrow, if I can get out of here. I have a small place that they're keeping an eye on to make sure it doesn't get any larger. So I gotta go get that checked out. It's not in my heart, but it's some vessels. So I have to go get that done. So praying there's nothing there. I've done all I can do to take care of myself here, so we're hoping it's just nothing. But I do have a lady we need to be praying for, friends. Probably your friend as she is mine, Llama Mama Kayla Miller over there in Monroe, Louisiana. She's got a lot of long-going, standing health issues, and she has been very, very sick. So if you don't know, that's why we haven't heard from her in a few days. And you know, Llama Mama Kayla usually posts every day. She's been known to post several times a day. But yeah, last I heard, she was in the hospital. I don't know for sure, but she could sure use your prayers, our prayers. So yeah, that's been on my heart. Her and her husband, and well, and her family, of course. And so I plan to be in this little craft room today working on this sweater. This sweater is also rolling, as you can see. It will straighten out, but by the time it's washed and blocked, it'll be fine. Because I've done these before. And come to think of it, that's just how knit does. So yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not concerned about it at all. I haven't done anything with the other scarf that I finished. I will do all that last minute stuff when I get all this stuff made, okay? So right now I'm just on a time crunch to get stuff done. And this week is election week. I believe it's Tuesday. So if you haven't voted, be sure to do that. It's a right and a privilege, and we get to have a voice. So take advantage of that. Yeah. So I hope between the time I've talked with y'all, well, I talk to y'all and you message me. I call that talking to y'all. A lot of y'all had projects you were getting ready for Christmas. I hope you've made a bunch of progress on it, on them, whatever you got going on. So I've showed you my progress. and what all I'm doing in here. Hubby's doing okay. The critters are good. It's been kind of cool at night here in the 50s. Nothing bad. And of course, with all that rain and cloud, it has been damp the last, not today, but well, it's still damp. The yard is mud. Okay? The road is mud. So, yeah. Humidity last night was like 98% when I was listening to the weather radio. For here, that's pretty significant. If you know anything about this area, you know what I mean. So, yeah, friends, with circular, you just go back and forth. You take off one needle, and you put on the one you took off of, and you just keep going. So, and also, one of the good points about circular, you don't need any needle tips. Just push your project down here on the cables. And you're good. They're not going anywhere till you get back to them. So that put you up here a little bit. That in itself is a good thing. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna move you just a little bit. There you go. There you are. Now you're sitting pretty right up on my glass. Okay, friends. Well, I guess that's all I've got for you today. I did want to come touch base with you. I did want to tell you what's going on. I did want to show my projects that I'm working on, my WIPS. Work in progress, you know. We all have them. I try not to have too many going at once, but it is right before Christmas, and you know how that can be. There's so much you want to do, and so I kind of try to give time here, time here, time here, time here, time here, and time there. So it's kind of hard. Spread your time out, right? But we can do it. We can do it. We can get finished. We'll get finished. We'll get it. It's still early, but it's definitely time to get on board if you haven't. So I'm going to wrap this up telling you how much I love you, family and friends. I hope your Sunday's great, or whenever you're watching this, I hope your day or evening is great. And I love you, and so does God. Be kind to others. Do for others. Think of others. And I'll catch you next time, friends. Love you. Bye. Good morning, my friends. It's Bernadine coming at you. As I've told you, I'm in Plainview, Texas. I did a little short intro because I wanted to explain a little bit about that cardigan and how far I've gotten and the things I need to do to get it to where I want it. So I just wanted to show y'all, and I thought maybe if I took a good picture of it and just told you everything that I had on my mind about it, that would work. So, all right. So now, that was crochet. Okay, this is knit. Okay, this is the watermelon fruit rolls. Sweet roll fruits. I'm sorry. Premier sweet roll fruits. I thought I had a roll in there. And I purchased this, I think last year. Yeah, last year. When I don't know exactly when, but I know it wasn't this year. And I bought a different color, a few colorways on it, 2 different ones. And so I am going to be making out of this colorway a scarf and a hat, okay? And I'm using a size 5mm knitting needle. They are the circular ones. If you don't know the difference between the straight ones and the circular ones, what these do is just take your stitches off one needle, and then you turn it around and you use your free needle that you just took the stitches off, and you go back, and it just collects your stitches on here. Now, yes, this is I think it's 40 centimeters. Yeah, 40 centimeters. So that's pretty big. That's about the size I think I could get a sweater on. They make larger. They make 60 centimeter long, and I don't know how far up it goes. I've never had a 60 centimeter length, but I'm not an expert on them. I'm just going by what I learned as a child and as I picked up into my adulthood. I have no one that knits. I have never had anyone that knitted except my mother, and she's been gone since 1996. So I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, okay? That's what I usually do. YouTube videos, articles, and I have no one's brain to pick. So that's just how it is over here, okay? So I am just doing what I can find on YouTube, and I wanted to just knit with you a little while. Would that be okay? Grab you a project. Certainly don't need to be knitting, or if you do have it, grab it, crochet, whatever it is. Get a drink, come sit down, put your feet up if you can. Let's chit-chat, Patty Wack. And I found a new setting on this camera that I'm really excited about. Yeah. It has a zoom on it. I didn't think I had a zoom. I was in the wrong platform on this camera. I do have a zoom. So let me get you set up. I can't use it right now the way this is set up, but we're going to come right back. Don't go away unless you're going to go get a project and a drink and a good place to sit. And come on back, and I'll be waiting on you. See you soon.